Hello, this is Mireia Giné, Professor of Finance at IESE. It is more common to see me in Barcelona or Madrid campus teaching FinTech, but this week I'm in Davos, participating in this 50th edition concerning the topic of sustainable capitalism. I will be participating in some sessions on stakeholder capitalism and climate governance, and I hope to share with you some of the ideas and outcomes of those sessions. Hi, this is Mireia Giné from IESE Business School. I have participated in a climate governance session, and the goal of the session was to think about ways to increase the uptake of climate and sustainability principles within corporations, so across owners, investors, and board members. One of the outcomes of the meeting was the realization of how much work still has to be done. Board members share how hard it is to have informed discussions about climate and sustainability, even in corporations that have very large carbon footprint. To craft a roadmap to lower carbon footprints requires a discussion beyond the board, to create interdisciplinary teams, grassroots, that involve finance people, operations, marketing, and so forth. And if that is the case, then us in business schools have to teach sustainability in a much more integrated fashion, to include them across fields, and to show that sustainability is not a discussion per se, but is something that has to be embedded in all areas of business and provide a holistic view about it. I'm in front of the igloo where we just had a meeting on SDGs and AI, and the question was, how can artificial intelligence help accomplish faster sustainable and development goals by the United Nations? The response is a little bit ambivalent, right? Because in some respects, for some SDGs, such as reduction of hunger, infrastructure, water, clean water and sanitation, we can really see how artificial intelligence and machine learning can help optimize processes and increase prediction and improve the attainability of these goals. However, for other goals, the response is not as clear. Let's say, for example, improve health or gender equality. Here, AI has to go hand in hand with a better understanding of human behavior, because at the end of the day, what we want is humans to actually change their behavior, to improve their health, to have less biases. Okay, so that would be a second category of SDGs. But there's a third category of SDGs, for instance, reduce inequalities or better work conditions, where AI might be in fact challenging. And here we need academic research to see in which ways AI can enhance or reduce inequalities. And finally, let me put this into more of a macro perspective. If AI is related to geopolitical tensions, so AI is not only about countries, as well as cities, but as well as which corporations have AI power, then SDG number 16, which is about peace and strong institutions, can be hampered. And here we cannot be naive about it. Hi, this is Mireia Giné from IESE. The 17 SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals designed by the United Nations, have been framing the discussion here in Davos. And one of the main questions here is, how can we finance them to achieve them by 2030? The UN has estimated that it's going to be requiring $2.5 trillion every year, a huge amount of money. Let me put this into perspective. This is like having the entire Apollo and Marshall Plan together every year until 2030. But not only we have a challenge from the financing perspective, as well from the supply of ideas, the supply of projects by entrepreneurs. So here governments really need to step in and facilitate partnerships, the private-public partnerships, to take this challenge of building the infrastructures necessary to achieve these goals by 2030. And finally, another massive challenge right now that we are facing is the enormous amount of greenwashing. So what can we do to curb greenwashing? It requires having a credible taxonomy of green activity. And that has been already provided, but very recently, in June 19th, by a task force, publicly funded. And so now it's the time to classify green activity and then to identify green investment. So as you can see, we're very much in the beginning of providing these guidelines and these taxonomies, and still there is very much to be done in the phase of applying it to transform organizations, to transform institutions, and eventually to change the way we live.